So I figured I would just break down my Tesla day trade. I made 67% because of earnings that actually like made my position so much bigger. So I'm gonna explain to you why I got in, where I got in, and then I'm gonna break down this day trade I'm trying to get into right now. And then I'm gonna kind of just show you what a day in my life is like as a full-time day trader. So let's get into it. Alright, so I'm about to get into this day trade. I'm going to show you what I do when I try to make money in the stock market. So basically what I'm doing right now is I'm looking at CHPK. Right now I did technical analysis on it, something that I teach in my program. I'm going to plug myself, so link is in the description if you want to learn from me, if you like what you see. Basically I did technical analysis on this and I've established that I want to short the stock, which is going to mean that I'm making money when the stock goes down, and it will hit that price and then reverse down so that I can make money. This green line right here is going to be the area I've established as a profit target, meaning that when the stock comes back down to that green line, I'm going to make money. This red line right here is the line that if it hits, that means that I'm not going to make any money. In fact, I'm going to lose a predetermined amount so that I can risk the same amount of money each time so that I can put myself at a statistical advantage to make money over time. If you see right here, this is creeping up to our entry, which is the yellow line, which is where I want to get into the stock. So basically what I'm doing right now, if it's not super clear to you, is I'm increasing the probability of me getting in at a point where stocks will actually turn around. Hopefully will turn around at the level that I think. It's coming so close to our entry. All right, so we are in the trade now. So this is either going to continue moving up and stop us out, or what I'm hoping to happen is to see this even come up a little bit more and then turn down so that I can decrease my risk over highs and trade this to the downside and potentially make some money on this day trade. So right now what I want to do is I have a range order set up, which is basically my stop loss. So I want to, since I shorted, I want to hit buy, which is going to protect me to the upside. So if this continues moving against me, I don't want to take a larger loss than I anticipated originally, so that I can control my losses and so that they don't get too big. So. Alright, so after all that, we ended up getting stopped out for negative $91. And the thing about having a stop loss is, even though I was completely wrong about where this trade was going to go, I only lost $91. And if you see actually right here, it did turn around at the level I was anticipating, but when you short uptrends, when the volume starts to fade right here, usually it will carry through if it's going to keep going and just continue to stop you out even though you had your initial entry correct. Alright, so now that the trading day is over, we are going to go hang out with Matt Lasky or LASIK Beats on YouTube. He kills it with making beats. I'm going to go get lunch with him and catch up with him. I feel like I haven't hung out with him forever. Yo, yo.
Good, bro.
What's up, brother?
How we doing?
Gains, bro. Bang. But anyways, I'm going to discuss the Tesla trade now. I actually made 76% on that trade. So I'll show you how I established the low and was able to buy Tesla at the right price. All right, so what I do when I'm finding long-term trades to take is I'll go to the daily or the weekly chart and I'll look for sort of trend channels that I can draw to predict lows and highs of a trend. Right, this is a very basic concept. It gets a little bit more elaborate as you start to integrate Fibonacci and trends and entries and exits. But basically what I did is I initially found these highs right here. And so even though it's a slight downtrend, so then I drew the parallel line and put it on the low of right here. And if you look very closely, that is going to line directly up to my 180. I actually got an entry at 189. So I actually did it in my IRA, so I have it through USAA. I'll put it on the screen just to prove I'm not like bullshitting it. So basically by doing that, I was able to risk just under this low as my stop loss. So if it went here, I was going to admit that I was wrong on the trade and take my loss. It never ended up doing that. It actually turned right around. And then now after earnings, if you see, it actually gapped up. So now basically I was able to move my stop loss just at 210. I believe I have my stop loss at. So if this wants to turn around, I still lock in that sort of profit. But I teach a lot about this in my program, like I talked about earlier, but basically you can implement the stuff I teach on any time frame But with general investing, this is a really good way to optimize your entries and give yourself a good chance of making some money on stocks, as long as you're following the trend and getting in near the highs and lows of the trend. But this is how I was able to make a really good return on my Tesla trade.